Well, boys, yes, I thought I'd put both these together because I got a couple of Y-Start knives. I bought several of them. I thought it was they don't do a lot of titanium kind of higher end knives. It's usually what I consider, more of a G10 budget type of manufacturer, but these were intriguing. I saw this also on White Mountain Knives, and they had this is S35VN titanium, but also had it in a D2, which I do have, and I have it in for testing. And let me just, well, that doesn't just drop, does it? I might need a little adjusting here. And of course, they got that pivot that does that. Although, I mean, this is the LK5022S, and this is the LK5023. And of course, no specialty pivot. And you know what? I'm not all that in love with the fact that they ever did this kind of thing, even though I've got the tool for it. I don't like that kind of setup. But, I mean, this was $105, or this was like $98, okay? This was $105. Okay, so this one's got a blue titanium backspacer, and obviously, I must have had this apart. I don't remember taking this apart, but I've had these for weeks. And so maybe I did, and I must have dropped the little blue pin out of here that you put your lanyard around. So I'll be looking for that later. Yikes. But I don't put lanyards in knives, so it's not a really big loss to me necessarily. I don't do a lot of lanyards, that's for sure. And these don't really hit me as the type I want to. This one has kind of a built-in area for a lanyard back there, so you're not going to lose that one. But two knives, very interesting. Why start? Probably not the first name that comes into your mind when you think of higher-end titanium S35VN knives. This is more like a weave type carbon fiber insert, and they didn't do it on the back. So, yeah, that gets me. I prefer that they would do that. So they didn't do that. That's kind of a number one turn off about it. But other than that, then I think, well, this is $98. And I don't know if I saw this one on White Mountain. And you could check. And last time I checked, I think they were out of this one as well. And that's just not, that didn't have that kind of drop, does it? Interesting blade shape, though, I thought. And I wanted to put them in my hand so I could just really see what they were like. And no, they don't have that kind of drop. And I'm going to take them apart. We'll see. Maybe there can be some adjustment on the pivot to where they'll drop better than that. Here's your lockup on the 22S, and that's pretty stout. That's 35 to 40%. Jimping along here. Easy to disengage, but it doesn't have that. And I'm going to check to see if there's bearings in there. I'll bet there is. But yeah, strange. The blade disappears in here, so the design flow is really nice. Blade to handle length is reasonable. It's reasonable. Maybe could have been just a tad more, but I think it's adequate. Backspacer on it, machining along here and here, that kind of thing. So it gives you some grip because it's titanium otherwise, and not real tactile. Flipper tab, jimped up here, jimped. Okay. Why they did these little cut-ins, I don't know. Get style points. And, it's that dagger type look. Let me see if I got a piece of paper. Okay. Actually, that's sharper than I thought it was going to be. Okay. All right. I like the designs. So, usually if I see a knife that I like the design, and this is one of those lesser known brands, so that's kind of attractive to me too, because I kind of like going off-road a little bit, away from the normal everyday run-of-the-mill brands. So, okay. You know, and this one is, like I said, less expensive. You can get it in the D2, and that's out for testing right now, so it's not in this video. And this also can come in this purple color on here, or you can get it on the silver. So here's the 5023, and you can see silver like I got, or the purple. And what do they give? Let's give stats here. Stats, 8.6 inch overall, 3.7 inch blade, and looks pretty light, 3.7 ounces. And the other, the dagger, the 22S, is, well, 9 inches, 4-inch blade, supposed to be 60 to 61 on the S35, satin grind, ceramic bearings, 4 inches. So, 4 ounces. So let's put them on the scale and compare. Interesting, huh? This one's kind of a really nice, clean look, good design flow. I don't know. I don't think it reminds me of anything else particularly. Fairly muted flipper tab as well. Yeah, 3.75 ounces at 106 grams. So that's pretty light. Let's get back to that. And let's put the dagger on here. 4 ounces. Yeah, no, they're really close in weight to each other. 114 grams in all reality. And let's put this on here. So we got a 4-inch blade. Yeah, yes and no. Okay. And about 100 millimeter, 9 inches overall, pretty much 22.5 centimeters. Okay. Now this one, how big is this? They were saying 9.7 inch blade. 9.75, right there. 97 millimeters, and overall, yeah, okay, 8.6. That's what they were saying, at not quite 22 centimeters. So they're both pretty good sized knives. This one's 9 inches. This one's not. So this one's a bigger knife. I do like this design. I think I'd like it if you know, like Wii Knives made it and it was just super smooth drop and blah, blah, blah. But this one just doesn't feel that way to me. I mean, so something's too tight here on the pivot, especially if this has got ceramic bearings. And, you know, opening this up will help us get some insight into what's going on. Maybe it's adjustable. Pocket clip, I have carried it. It's okay. It's nothing special, but I mean, it looks good. I like the design of it, but, you know, titanium pocket clips sometimes just not as good as a good old steel stamped one. But let's see what we got for blade stock on this. And yeah, about 4 millimeters. I'm surprised. 0.015, half inch, at 12.9 millimeters. Let me see what this one is. 12.2, 0.48, a little more slender in the pocket. Definitely the blade stock is 3 millimeters at 0.11. So definitely thinner blade stock than this one. And you can tell, right? This one's thicker. This one's thinner in the handle as well. And of course, this one's heavier. This one's lighter. But not far off, actually, from each other in that regard. Ergos on this one, 23 is the LK5023. So, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, okay. Where's my balance point? Yeah, easy to find there too. Okay, how about this one? Well, there's not much going on with this handle either. It's pretty, you know, you got this little finger choil, and then beyond that, it's pretty easy to wrap around. And then reverse grip is very comfortable. There's a lot of handle length here. If you have big hands, you're going to have plenty of room on there. So, very tactical looking knife, although it's sharp and it's a flat grind, so you can slice with it and you can definitely pierce with it the same way here. Pierce with it, slice with it. Actually, shouldn't be too difficult to sharpen. Got this little kind of front choil area if you wanted to get up. Yeah, you could. But no, I'm good. I feel like I'm up on the blade close enough here. And this one as well. You know, I feel like I'm snug right up in there. I don't need to try and get more forward on it than that. So, of course, on both these, it's a right hand, tip up, only carry. 2 screws here, 1 screw here. I'm sure they're number 6s. And they're not number 8s, which is just, you know, as you upgrade and get a little bit more up to date, in my view, you start using number 8s on your body screws. Pocket clip screws are still, by and large, number 6s everywhere, but not all of them. So, and then, of course, number 8s on the pivot, other than the proprietary opening tool that you need here, or you can just use a small bladed screwdriver, however you want to go. Right here, you can use just a small bladed screwdriver if you want. And yes, so you go, oh, I don't want to have to buy the proprietary tool. You don't need to. You can just use a screwdriver. I have the proprietary tool. It's across the room, so I'm going to hell with it. I'll just show you can just use a regular screwdriver if you want. And there's that one out. And this one's, you know what, this one's more important for me to look at actually than the other. And oh yeah, so not a lot of hardware showing up here, huh? Just this little screw on the other end. This thing's gonna bust apart. I feel it wanting to let go right now. Hold on, let's get it. Oh, there goes the pocket clip. And here she comes. Okay, that was easy. Hardened steel insert, ceramic detamp ball, and here's your, come here. And there's your washer in here. Oh, okay. And there is a squared off area here, which means maybe that there's a squared off area on the pivot, and there is near the real end of it. So that's where she goes on the way through. Come here. Okay. You go there, and you go, they just fell out. You didn't need that. Okay, get out of here. So you got these 2 washers, and you know what? They're pretty damn thick, actually. I mean, a lot of these washers, I mean, you can just notice it when you, from others, 0.003. I mean, almost a millimeter thick. That's pretty thick for a washer. Okay, and then, you know, really the bearings aren't all that minute either. They're pretty sizable. I mean, they're pretty standard size, I guess, but I mean, I've seen them a lot smaller. So these are respectable. I mean, I've seen bearings like this in a $250, $300 knife, so okay. So just in case you are interested, yeah, the Y start, and of course, in this handle, I mean, there's the proprietary, right? Bit on here, but also it's got it's got Torx bits and stuff in here. So, I mean, it's not just about that handle. And I can't remember what I paid on this. I got one on AliExpress, and I think I got one from a buddy as well. I think I might have 2 of these. But you know, it just depends. If you got a bunch of Y-start knives, it might be worth having this. Otherwise, just use a small screwdriver. So I guess we got it out. Here it is. Now let's put this crazy son of a gun back together. And so there's no flat spot here, but the flat spot's at the very end. So we know this comes up the front, okay, like that. Now, backside, and where's this? Flat spot's on the bottom, so we want to rotate this around to where it's going to meet, yeah, at the bottom. Okay, and then we want to put this big old fat washer in here. Okay. Bearings. Let me get my Joy Juice out here. Here we go. And throw this dog back in here. Come on. Click. And more bearings. Kick it in here. Oh, jeez, man. Let's not get too excited. Okay, and there. All right, so we got that. And I guess we can just go ahead and slip this on top. Now, let's make sure we get these two flat areas lined perfectly up. And I hope that is. Yeah, it looks like they are. So, okay. And we got a pivot screw to put in here, don't we? And instead of the screwdriver, let's use our fancy boy invention here. I mean, it makes more sense. It's, you know, more practical, but it's not necessary. So, okay. Okay. Let me see how tight I do or don't need to do this. I'm going to just try and get a feel for it. And then let's throw this insane thing in here. That's very strange. Okay, we good? Okay. Okay, we're locked down. Not a lot of hardware there, and it's centered. Now I got it too much. Oh, now she's dropping. Okay, so it was too tight before. Oh, yeah, much better. Wow, way better. Way better. Okay, now I'm starting to like this one a lot better, especially for 98 bucks. Yeah, and it looks vicious, doesn't it? Ooh. Yeah, okay. Wow, that changed everything. That changed everything. Yeah, it's good. No shake and bake. That's good. Yeah, I'm digging on that. You know, and since the boxes are so well marked, I did this, you know. So this one's for this 5023, and then the 5022, I didn't put S on here, but it's a 5022S. And of course, I've got this model also in just regular silver with D2. This is way more fun now. Ooh, snap. Interesting. Much more enjoyable. All right, I'm gonna leave you alone. Have fun. Take care. You know what we do. We love them knives. So you guys stay sharp.